you're going to come across so many people in your life, and you're going to be able to decipher if they're good for you and if they bad for you. But know that just because they're good for you don't mean that they are for you. You get me? Like, this video finna be quick, and I do mean in more of a relationship aspect. Like, this person may have a good career, a good head on their shoulders. They may be respectful, loving, kind. They could be a overall good person, and you may feel like they're a good partner, but they don't mean that they are good for you. And don't feel guilty about it, and don't force nothing, because what's for you will never pass you by, I promise. And I dealt with this, and this is why I want to speak on it, because I dealt with guilt from the situation for a good little minute. I want to say I felt guilty for like a month and a half, 2 months after the situation had happened. Sometime last year, I was in a very, very toxic situationship, and I knew I didn't want to be in it no more, and I knew it wasn't healthy for me, and I knew it wasn't what I deserved, and I wanted to get out of it, but I was extremely attached, and I would just always tell God, like, please just send me my person, send me my husband, and I promise I won't look twice at this man no more. Like, I would like dip. I would literally start ignoring him and give all my attention and time to my husband. Like, please send me my husband. Please send me somebody that's good for me. Send me my man. Send me my man. I had to learn the hard way that you're not going to get what you need in the next step until you're the person that deserved to walk through the door. And I wasn't the person who deserved my man at the time, because I was still vibrating very low and had toxic tendencies and was attached to somebody that didn't deserve me, you know? But I didn't know that. I was oblivious of it. So I was still feeling like he was just going to drop Captain Save a Hoe for him to come save me and get me out of this situation. But that wasn't the case. But while I was talking to him, I ended up talking to a really good dude. And we would talk every day for like 2 months, and I found him attractive. We worked together also. I found him attractive the first, I don't know, this finna sound like a dick, but I found him attractive the first like 3 weeks. I did, because it was like, okay, he looked mysterious. His hair was icy. It was real clean. It was dreads, and I think he had like a patch of blonde. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a relationship, so I'm not finna just say like he was just so handsome, and you know, I'm not finna say anything like that, but he caught my eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was very interested in talking to him, and I was like, I'm gonna leave him alone, I promise. You know what I'm saying? But me and him, we would talk, and we would text. You know, I think he got my social media like a week of me working there, and then came week 3, he was planning on like meeting up outside of work, and he wanted my phone number. You know, he wanted to talk to me, you know. So cool. I'm like, yeah, I gave him my phone number or whatever. We talking, we texting, and past initial attraction, we get into the personality. I'm like, I mean, he's cool. You know, he's a little boring and a little dry, you know. But then I was like, okay, is he boring and dry because I'm used to this toxic shit, or is he dead ass boring? And I started to say, you know what? Stop self-sabotaging. You know, this is a good dude. He give off solid foundation. He give off somebody that is mature, and he give off somebody that, you know, is more of a boyfriend than this toxic shit that you in, you know, this situationship. You know, he said he don't like situationships. He said he never cheated. We talked about morals. We talked about family. We talked about kids. We talked about real shit. And his words I fucked with, but the energy and personality just wasn't there. And even though the situation that I was in was toxic as fuck, like, at least we could laugh, you know, and make a few jokes, you know, here and there. It just didn't give any of that. Like, it was boring. He started to give me energy of like, if we get together, he gonna want to change the way I dress. His parents may not like me, because I also felt like he was living in his father's shadow. I asked him what he wanted to do with his life. He said his father gonna pass down the business. I'm like, is that what you want to do? Is because what your daddy did? He's like, cause my daddy do it. I'm like, damn, where your brain at? You know, but that's just my story or whatever. But I just kept giving it a try and I kept pursuing it, but I just was bored and I didn't like it. I remember we went out on a bowling date, and it was fun, it was cool, but like I didn't get no butterflies, like my coochie wasn't throbbing or nothing. I'm like, damn, am I gay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, why is this not more of a vibe like how I would like it to be, you know, like how he deserved? You know, it kind of got to a point where I was like, damn, he deserved better than me, because I'm not fucking with it like that. Like, maybe he needs something different than me. Like, I don't know, because it just wasn't given, you know? And I started to kind of feel like a bad person, but I know I'm not a bad person, you know? I felt like I deserved more than what I was getting on this end, but I also feel like I couldn't give him what he deserved on this end. So I just felt like I was in a pickle for a good 3 months, and I just wasn't fucking with it. And I'm huge on not wanting to lead people on, you know, but I kept telling myself, if I keep spending more time with him, then eventually I would get that attraction. Eventually, like, I would like him because he's a good dude. He's better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, an aspect of how he treat me and how he move. I was just moving out of comparison. I was like, you know what? This is who I need in my life. I may want him, but I need him. So let me just keep going. Let me keep trying. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. And I remember we had went bowling. And it was cool. And we had walked outside, and it was a group of girls. They were on the car dancing, twerking. And I think Sexy Red was playing. And I don't know if y'all know, but I love me some Sexy Red. So they was twerking on the car or whatever. And we walk into my car. He like, let's hurry up. They getting ghetto. Let's hurry up. Nigga, if I knew them, I would be dancing with them. Like, he looked at that shit like it was ghetto and it was dry. I looked at that shit like they having the time of their life. Like, count me in. Like, they look like they're having fun, enjoying life. Like, that's what I'm all about, you know? And, like, I like to talk shit. I'm not a mean shit talker. Like, I'm not gonna like, you got acne on your face, you ugly bitch. I'm not finna say no shit like that, but I might be like, your booty stink. You know, like, I like talking shit. I like make a joke with him or whatever, and he'll be like, okay, like, we could be like finna race or play basketball. I'll be like, I'm finna dust your ass. Okay. It's like, damn, where's your personality? Where's your energy? Like, you're boring. I'm sorry. But long story short, I ended up cutting off with him because I didn't want to lead him on. He ended up telling me he really, really liked me. And I just cut it off after that because I knew I didn't like him like that. And I just felt like he just wasn't for me. And time went by after I had like stopped talking to him, and I felt genuine regret because I'm like, he was a good person, and I felt like shit because I know he liked me, and I feel like to a certain degree I led him on, but it was not my intention. My intention was to like spend more time with him and hopefully like him out of nowhere, but it just never happened. So after 3 months, I was like, let me cut this off. But I felt like shit. I felt like a really shitty person. I ended up apologizing to him. Like, it just played heavily on my mind for a very, 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 very long time. And I just felt like shit, and I felt really bad. And I just didn't feel like a good person. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm so used to being led on, and I'm so used to like people being shitty towards me. And I felt like for the first time, I'm shitty to somebody, and I'm leading somebody on, and I'm putting them in a position that I hate to be in, and I feel like shit. And I prayed a lot. I think I cried one time about it. Like, I just felt horrible. I did. And I ended up doing a video with somebody, and before the video started, we were talking about like men and women relationships. And he was saying, and it's important to know that just because somebody is good don't mean that they're good for you. And I said, preach. And I know that was a very long story time to get to the point, but I be wanting y'all to understand that I get everything that I'm talking about. Like, I've been there, done it. I relate to it some way, somehow, and know that, you know, we all walk the same life some way, somehow, you know, and you're not alone. Like, just because somebody is a good person, that don't mean that they're good for you. You could be a good person and not be good for them. You know, they could not be where they need to be mentally. They could not be where they need to be physically. They could just not be for you. They could just not be the one. You know what I'm saying? And had I like just like forced it, I could have missed out on the right one for me, and he could have missed out on the right one for him, just because I'm like, I need to be with him because he a good person. It's like, I'm a good person too, and I feel like good people deserve good people, but it's a lot of good people out here in the world, you know, and by surprise, it's far more good people than it is bad people. So it's like if every good person just went with a good person, you know, y'all are just compatible on being good people and not necessarily morals or personality or energy or the overall package. So, you know, don't just be with somebody because they come off as a good person or they're just good for you financially or they just got the look for you. Like, you need somebody that feeds your soul. You need somebody that gonna love you unconditionally and be there for you. You don't need nobody that's gonna change you. If anything, you're gonna get with somebody and want to change yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be with somebody and feel like you're not enough or you can't give them what they deserve and what they need. You naturally are gonna feel like they're perfect and you're perfect for each other, and you want to do any and everything to keep nurturing that relationship. And now that I am in a relationship with the love of my life and my soulmate, I'm happy that I got over that guilt and I moved past that, because I realized that he really isn't for me, and he's a great dude and I hope he find who he deserves to be with, but it's not me. And that's not to say that he don't deserve me or I don't deserve him. We're just not meant. And that's okay. And it's okay if you're not meant for somebody. And it's okay if somebody not meant for you. It don't have to be a deserving thing all the time. Everything is not so black and white. It's a lot of gray areas in life. And my gray area with him is that he just wasn't for me. You know, I could dig deeper and say I wasn't ready. He was. But I feel like even if I was ready, we still wouldn't be compatible because he just wasn't my person. He wasn't for me. And that's okay. So know that even if you come across a good person, it don't mean that they're for you. And if you're a good person coming across somebody who you also see as a good person, or maybe not so much as a good person, nothing on the outside can truly indicate if y'all are meant to be. It's every bit of a soul connection, you know. And if y'all just click, y'all click, and if y'all don't, y'all don't, and shit, just keep on swimming and going on with your life. It's a beautiful life to live. It's 8 billion people in the world. The love of your life could be overseas right now. Like, just keep doing you, keep pouring into you. You never know what's gonna come, and just know the person that you deserve and love and want and need is out there. And don't give up. Keep pouring into yourself and watch them appear.